I just finished my extreme wardrobe challenge, as you can see right behind me, and that can only mean one thing, and that is that I'm ready for my ruthless declutter. And for this time around, I'm gonna use a new approach that I personally believe to be the easiest and fastest way you can declutter your closet without any regrets. The first important step is to take everything out of your closet, and I know this can be a bit overwhelming and some people avoid it at all costs, but from personal experience I find that this step makes a huge difference. First, because when we empty not just our closet but also our out-of-season storage and laundry bins to put everything in one spot, we can visually see how much we own, realizing we have more than we need, thus giving us permission to let go of more items. But more importantly, this keeps us fully focused on what we want to keep without worrying how everything will fit into our closet, because that usually encourages us to not disrupt the current storage system and we declutter too little, not getting the desired benefits. Plus, of course, once the closet is empty, we can give it a proper clean so it feels nice and fresh. This is my entire wardrobe on my bed, and now step 2 is to go through everything and put it in categories, because we don't want to just declutter, we also want to learn from our decluttering and we want to analyze. Now, if you never decluttered before or your closet is really big, feel free to go through 1 or 2 categories per day only. But for me, because I love decluttering and I don't have that much stuff, I like to do it all at once. And here you can see me creating 5 different piles from a main capsule wardrobe. Usually I also go through my outerwear, so all of my fall and winter coats, but because I'm really happy with this category at the moment, I'm gonna skip it. But now to the main reason why we're sorting into categories in the first place. It's because we're going to declutter and analyze each category separately to truly understand why we like or dislike certain pieces. We're gonna look at some common themes like color, cut, fit, pattern, material, and comfort, and make a note of that, and this will prevent us from making shopping regrets in the future. This is my closet in 5 piles. I have short sleeve tops, long sleeve tops, bottoms, dresses, and my indoor jackets. And now the next step that I have to do is prepare my bins for decluttering and sorting. This is where the magic happens, because we're gonna approach things a little bit differently. Usually when we do a declutter, we focus on items we don't want to have in our closet anymore, and that brings up a lot of emotions, and that's why a lot of people don't want to declutter, because it's emotionally taxing. But with this method, we're gonna focus on things we're absolutely 100% sure about. So the first category we're gonna focus on is things that you absolutely love, that are 100% yes, and the best question you can use here is, would I buy this again? If the answer is yes, you obviously keep it. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we also have all of those items we're 100% sure we're never ever gonna wear, we don't like them, and we know once we declutter them, we won't miss them. That's why this approach is so quick and easy, because we're not going through every single piece, straining our brain if we should keep it or not, but we're actually just focusing on things we're sure about. And then all of the items that are left, items in the gray area, we're gonna put into the store category. Now, the reason I'm saying this is a store category is because it has 2 different purposes. The first one is that we're actually storing our items that we're not sure about. Maybe we feel in the future we might potentially wear them, or we're just not ready to say goodbye yet. So once we store them for a little bit of the time, we can get a little bit more clarity. And then the second purpose of the store category is that we use all of these items as our personal Leo shop. So when we feel like we want to go impulse shopping, we can go to our own personal store and we can shop from there. Or if we have certain duplicates like 2 white t-shirts, we can decide to keep one in our wardrobe and then put the second one into the store category. And this way decluttering is not as wasteful and we're not throwing that much money away. Now that my category is sorted in 3 piles, step 4 would be to analyze everything, because one of the biggest mistakes you can do when decluttering is not understanding why you're letting go of something, and then you buy similar items in the future just to declutter them later. This is what I like to call declutter and buy cycle. You declutter, you buy, declutter and buy, because you don't really understand why something is not working for you. Now, because I decluttered my closet a million times already, I don't have that much pieces, so for me, analyzing it's gonna gonna be very quick and easy. But first, let me go through my no basket and tell you what I think. I have 4 items in here, and the first one is this one. I decluttered so many great items out of my wardrobe that I already know the reason I'm letting this one go is because it's a light gray color and I just don't find it that flattering and that it matches my personality. Then I have the 2 pieces that I actually like, but the materials are really problematic because they're really thick. So these are summer pieces in a thick material, and they're very hard to wear because I'm either cold or hot in them when I wear them. First one is this one that is a cashmere blend short sleeve turtleneck, and then the second one is this one that it's really lovely, but material is so thick I hardly ever reach for it. So yeah, someone else is gonna enjoy it much more than I will. And then the last item that I have is this silk cami, and the reason I'm decluttering it is because it's a little bit too snug in my chest area and I just don't feel that comfortable when I wear it. And now let's go through all of my store items to see if I can find some common themes. I have 5 items in here in case you're curious. And the first thing that I'm noticing right away is that all of these items are long. There isn't one cropped item in here. So for summer, I'm kind of noticing that I prefer crop tops as opposed to something that is really long, because then I have to tuck it in and then I'm more hot than I need to be. Then I'm also realizing that all of my silk camis are in these 2 bins, which means I'm not a huge wearer of silk camis. But the reason I still want to store them is because 2-3 years ago, I wore them so much more. I'm thinking maybe this is just a phase, maybe I'm gonna return to wearing them, or if not, I can potentially declutter them, or I can potentially crop these items. So the same goes for my white t-shirt. I have a cropped version that I prefer so much more, but this one I want to store because once that one gets a little bit damaged, I can crop it and this can be my new white crop tee. The same goes for this one. I already have the cropped version in my closet, so I don't need to have 2, but I want to keep it because once that one gets damaged, I can crop this one and I can put it back into my closet. And then with the last item, I know why I kind of don't like this one, and it's because sometimes I find the sleeves just a little bit too cute for my taste, and it just doesn't feel like it fits my personality 100%, but then at the same time, I really enjoy wearing it once in a while. These are all of my 5 items in my store category. And then here are all of my keep items. I have 13 in total, and right away I can notice my color palette that I love. I have loads of black color, white color, I have some beiges, and then also oranges and pinks. Then I'm noticing a lot of cropped items in here. So these are kind of the duplicates of the 2 items that I put in storage, just in a cropped version. I also have a cropped beige tee. I have 2 gorgeous items that are off shoulder that I absolutely love in the summer. And then I'm also noticing that all of my longer tops for the summer, or even I have some bodysuits, are staying because they're perfect for layering. So yes, I can wear them in the summer when it's hot, but then also in the spring and in the fall. So quickly, if I show you everything, I have 2 fitted camis in 2 different colors. I have 2 halter bodysuits, again in 2 different colors, and then I have 3 classic black pieces. I have the vest that is very versatile. I have this kind of a t-shirt that is fitted, and then I have a sleeveless turtleneck that is so perfect for layering. And then lastly, this one is kind of a unique piece. It's really flowy and I love it when it's hot outside. So this is roughly how you go through everything, and of course make sure to write these lessons down on a piece of paper or put them in your phone because you don't want to forget them, because they're absolutely life-changing. And as I said, with this approach you're gonna avoid the declutter and buy cycle. Now that I went through my short sleeve tops, I'm gonna continue with my longer sleeves, ranging from thick winter jumpers to thin button-ups. And with this category, I was a bit surprised to see that some of my most worn items ended up in the store basket, but I followed my instinct, and deep down I knew if I was shopping again, I wouldn't buy them. So keep in mind that yes, your choices may surprise you, but that's okay. You can learn from your selection. With this category, I've noticed I don't have a single no that I put in here, which is absolutely fine because we're not gonna force ourselves to declutter, but I have loads of pieces in my store basket. But first, because I know a lot of you are curious, I wanna show you the items that I kept. first I'm gonna go through my colorful items so you can see a pattern here, and this is the lesson we're gonna take with us. I have the pink wool jumper, I have red cashmere turtleneck, I have an orange turtleneck with puff sleeves, really fun. Then I have baby pink jumper, I have a thin cashmere jumper in the orange color, then I have the same one, of course, in the pink color and also in this lovely turquoise shade. And then the last colorful item is this gorgeous coral button-up. So obviously you can see my color palette here. Everything is orange, pink and coral with a pop of blue. As for all of my other colors, again, we have the black, we have the white and the beige. I told you this is my color palette. If I show you my beiges, first I have the cashmere turtleneck, and then I have this nude cashmere jumper that is perfect for layering. When it comes to my white items, I have this gorgeous hoodie. I have a classic long sleeve tee, a white jumper with really unique flute sleeves, and then of course a classic white button-up. As you can see, I have no patterns here except for this one. This one is a check turtleneck with black and white stripes, but it almost looks a little bit gray. But that is something you want to pay attention to as well. Do you have solids? Do you prefer solids, or do you have patterns? What kind of patterns and all of that? And now to the biggest category of all, I have the classic black jumper. I have all-shoulder cashmere jumper. I have black long sleeve tee, black turtleneck with just a little bit of glitter. I have an oversized cashmere and wool roll neck. And then I also have this gorgeous silk button-up, but I should have another one in my pile. Let me grab it. Here it is. I love this one so much. It's just a classic black button-up. And now of course I want to count everything for you, so let's go. I have 22 items in my hell yeah pile, and now we can also go through some store items. First I have a black classic turtleneck that this one I love, but I already have a duplicate. That's why I put it in the store category, because first I want to focus on the glitter version, and I think I'm gonna use it up very quickly, and then I can put this one back in. Then I have the two pieces. You can see we have some patterns here, which I prefer my solids, but with these two pieces they're again a little bit tricky to wear because they're not really warm, they're not really cold, so it's a little bit hard to style them. First I have this white lace top that is unique and special, but like I said, a little bit hard to style. And the same goes for this one. Because it's so unique, it's a little bit hard to style it. So I want to see how I feel without these items for a while. Then I have the plum turtleneck, and I think the only reason I put it in here is because of the color. I like the color, it's an okay color, but I prefer brighter colors in my collection. Then this one my mom decluttered out of her wardrobe and I took it in, and the only time I feel this one looks really nice is with my white button up underneath, but on its own I don't think it's amazing. So yeah, I still want to see how I feel about it, but for now it's gonna be stored away. Then we have the light gray turtleneck, because as I told you before, I'm not a fan of gray color, as you can see, so even though it kind of looks off-white, you know, it's still gray at the end. And then last piece that I have here is this one that actually it's kind of nice and I wear it a lot, but it's really thick, but then at the same time it's not that warm, and I prefer my wool jumper. So again, I want to take a little break from it to see how I feel. And in total I have 7 items in my store pile. Now here I'm going through all of my dresses, and for fun I wanted to show you just how quick this method really is, so I included the timer at the bottom. But the reason I'm so quick is because I don't allow myself to overthink. With this method we really want to do our best to follow our gut, and if something is really going to stand to us later on, we can easily make a change. As for the decisions, I love my dresses, so I didn't expect a lot to happen, but I'm still proud I decluttered at least one fantasy self piece. First, let's go through my no basket, because I only have one item in here, and it's this dress that the reason I'm decluttering it is because of two reasons. The first one, I don't think the color really suits my complexion, and then the second is that it's really rigid, it's really structured, it's not that elastic, it has a little zipper at the back. So again, I don't want to have pieces that are not comfortable in my closet, and also it's kind of a more special occasion dress and I have no idea where to wear it. And now let's go through my store items. I have 3 in here, and let's look at some commonalities. The first lesson I can take from here is that this one is a duplicate dress. I have another one in my yes pile, so I don't want to have 2 out at the same time. That's why I put it in there. Then this one, what I can learn in here, it's again this kind of light beiges that don't really suit me. They have to be the right undertones. And then also this one is really figure hugging, which is not my favorite when it comes to lighter colors because they show everything. The same kind of goes for this dress. It's a white wool blend dress, but because it's in a white color, I just feel it shows a little bit too much. But then again, if my weight changes, maybe it's not gonna be as noticeable. That's why I still wanna keep these items for now. And now for all of my yeses, first I want to go through my winter dresses to see some common themes. The first thing I noticed right away, they're all turtleneck dresses. I have the black cashmere dress, red long dress, and this one that is really stylish and gorgeous. Then for my summer dresses, right away I can see some patterns, literally. We have loads of florals. My maxi skirt that I love. This one is again a floral dress that it's midi length that I really enjoy. Then I have a bodycon floral dress. This one that it's halter off shoulder dress. This one that it's really lovely, again off shoulder. And then I also have a coral color. So I have loads of florals in this kind of pink orange shades. Oh, I almost forgot, I have another pink summer dress that again, it's in my color palette. Then for my black dresses, one common theme I can see is they're really versatile to layer. I have this black cami maxi dress. I have the black sleeveless bodycon dress that it's so easy to layer. And then I have the duplicate of the long sleeve black bodycon dress with unique sleeves. And lastly, just a little bit of a exception. This one is kind of standing out. It's a navy dress that it's kind of flared, but I still really love it. As for the numbers, I have 14 pieces in my keep pile. Now with my bottoms, I again made some surprising choices because I put some items I recently bought into my store basket, and in this moment I wanted to judge myself, but then I remembered that I always do my best, and this only means there is a lesson I haven't learned yet. So if this happens to you as well, replace the judgment with curiosity and you will get the most out of this process. Remember, even with the best intentions, we all make mistakes sometimes. Let's go through my no pile. I have 2 items in here. First is this faux leather mini skirt, and the reason I'm decluttering it is because it's falling apart, so it's damaged and I cannot really wear it anymore. And then the second item are the low-rise skinny jeans, because I don't really wear low-rise anymore. These are also a little bit snug on me at the moment, but yeah, even if my weight would change, I don't think I would really reach for them. They're kind of more sentimental, so they're going, and I'm not gonna get any low-rise jeans or bottoms in the future. Then for my store items, I have 3 in here. And the first lesson I can see right away is I have 2 bottoms that are kind of sporty piece. So I have these black white pants, and then I also have the pair my mom decluttered out of her closet. They're camel pants and they're lovely. They're both really lovely, but they're too thin. So when I'm out and about, I feel a little bit subconscious. So my lesson here is I prefer a little bit more structure and thickness when it comes to my bottoms. And then I also have this item my mom decluttered, and it's this wool skirt that actually it's really lovely, but it's just a little bit too rigid, and you know, it doesn't have any stretch, so I want to give it a little bit more time. But again, we want stretchy items that are comfortable. And now to all of my yeses, I have 4 pairs of jeans. I have a white straight jeans with a high waist, I have medium wash skinny jeans, I have dark wash skinny jeans, and also the black skinny jeans that I'm wearing today, again a high waist. I also have faux leather pants, again they're skinny and high waisted. Then I have 3 pairs of shorts. I have the white version, I have the denim version, and the black version. They're all high waisted and kind of short. When it comes to my joggers, I have 2. I have the black and the camel shade. I love both of them. When it comes to my skirts, I have a black classic mini skirt, I have high-waisted denim skirt, and a new purchase midi satin skirt in a black color. And then lastly, I have 3 pairs of pants. I have this, they're a little bit thicker, they're high-waisted and perfect to wear with sneakers. They're wide. The same goes for this. These are high-waisted, wide at the bottom, but they're really long, so they're perfect to wear with heels. And lastly, high-waisted white pants. They're again perfect to wear with sneakers. And if I count everything, we have 1, 2, 3. I have 16 bottoms in total. And now as I go through my last category, I also wanted to address one more thing. Maybe you're asking yourself, what is the point of storing duplicates? Why not just declutter or keep them in your closet? And I get it. But since I've done my 10 item challenge, I realized the importance of regular wear and that I prefer a smaller selection I can eventually use up as opposed to rotating between similar items. Plus, I read that extending the life of a piece of clothing by just 9 months, we could reduce its environmental impact by 20 to 30%. 30%. So that inspired me to be a lot more mindful as well. Of course, I would never encourage us to keep items we genuinely dislike just for the sake of it, but if you do have some duplicates we love in categories that can quickly wear out, why not give it a go? Also, it doesn't even have to be a clear duplicate like two white t-shirts, it can also be a duplicate in style. In my no basket, I only have one item, and this one my mom decluttered out of her closet. And honestly, I don't really need it. It's a little bit too snug on me and it's just too special occasion-y and I have nowhere to wear it. As for my store items, here we go again with my coral blazer, but you know, I'm still not sure. And then I also have two other black items. This black cardigan is for me nothing special. Honestly, I wouldn't buy it again. That's why it's in here. I prefer something that is a little bit cropped or a little bit longer. So this normal length cardigan, it's kind of not my style. And then also when it comes to the faux leather jacket, would I buy it again? No, it's not really my style, so I want to give it some time to see how I feel about it. And then when it comes to my coral blazer, if you remember, the reason I don't wear it is because I prefer neutral jackets and outerwear. But this one, if I'm not sure, I'm not gonna declutter it because it was really expensive. So again, I'm gonna give it some time. Then as you can see, lesson here that I love my denim jackets. This one I cropped because it was normal length. This one I also cropped because it was normal length, so I love cropped jackets. And then this one is normal length because I almost wear it as a top. Then for my cardigans, I have two. They're the same style, they're really long because that's what I like. And then for my blazers, as you can see, I have everything in black and white color because I like my neutrals. This one I took out of my husband's closet, but yeah, I would buy something similar because I just love it and wear it a lot. And then these three are really nice classic fitted blazer. This one has gold buttons and this one has silver buttons. I'm keeping 9 pieces in total. And now the last important step is to make final adjustments, and you can even sleep on this for more clarity if you need to. But if you have any pieces that you genuinely believe to be in the wrong pile, this is the time you can make the switch. For me, the only obvious item was my coral blazer. I know I don't love it anymore. It's a fantasy self piece, but I keep holding on to it just because it was expensive. So now I made a conscious decision to finally sell it and then use the money for my other wishlist items. As for the final count, I decluttered 10 items and most of these I can easily sell. Then in my store category I have 20 items and I decided to put them all in my suitcase for now. And then for my keep items, I have 74 pieces that I just put them all in my closet. But you know me, this will not stay like this for long because I will soon create my summer capsule wardrobe and I'll put all of my fall and winter stuff in storage. As I've said before, this method is really quick and easy, but if you want to go even deeper, I have another decluttering method that I think we should all do at least once, and I will link it here so you can watch it next. But this is it for today's declutter. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you next time.